When we made the decision to move forward with the implementation of the management system after the governor had introduced it, we really tried to define exactly how we're going to implement this across ADOT. We're a very large agency. We have 3,763 employees, across hundreds of different locations. So we decided on an approach and we called it mile wide and mile deep. The mile wide approach is you spread the word about the implementation of the management system through training, where you explain to everyone, this is what we're doing, this is the processes, and this is what you should be expecting. To a mile deep, which is you get into specific problem solving on major changes into the organization. So we decided to look for an opportunity to make a change in a location that we knew had problems. And whether or not you work for ADOT, or you're a citizen in the state of Arizona, or you come from any state in the country, people will say, you can probably make things better to motor vehicle office because wait times are way too high. We chose the location because of the volumes. Very difficult transactions happen and very, very high volumes in an urbanized area. We said, if we're going to try to make things better, let's try there.
So before we started the process, MVD collected data and determined that our average wait time from door to door, which means the time the customer entered the MVD building to the time they left the building with their transaction, was an average about 63 minutes.
That's total experience time. So we started changing the way that we look at things. And we put a team together.
We had MVD leadership, managers, supervisors, CSRs, front lines, do a PDCA, plan, do, check, act. And basically what that is we plan a process, we do the process, we check the results of the process. If we have to adjust, we adjust. And then once we've found the process and it's what we want, we standardize it. So part of our job as part of the PDCA team was to observe the process from start to finish, observe the customer's behavior, observe the CSR's transactions, observe documents that were in hand, and find out what it was that was causing these long wait times.
We took a room that was probably 40 by 40 and turned it into what we would call the war room. And we'd bring our team in there and they met twice a week, every week for months and months and months. So they mapped every single step in the process, identified the steps, identified challenges, and then identified areas where they could make improvements or they have questions about. There was a day while they were working where the system went down.
It was discovered by one of the Hancha team members. He came in and he noticed that the lobby was empty, and we let him know that our queue system was down, which is our numbering system was down. And then he started to ask the whys. Well, why is it so quiet in the lobby? Why is there no customers in the lobby, And it's something that we've seen many of times before when our number systems went down. It just worked a lot smoother. So what we did is we decided to simulate the silent call process. When the number system is on, the customers tune out and start looking at their mobile devices. They lose track of time. They miss their numbers because they're not focused on the numbers that are being called. So with the queue system down, we observed how quiet the lobby is and how more alert the customers are with the process. And we also found that the CSRs were more engaged with the customers. After we observed all this, we went in and we started to plan out how we would do this in the real world. So one of the things that we knew that we had to do was reconfigure the lobby. We wanted to be more engaged with the customers, so we designed lines for the customers to stand in. We created a couple different roles that involved the CSRs to be actually out in the lobby talking to the customers, making sure their applications were completed, making sure they had all the documents they had, their picture was taken, because that contributed to long wait times. Once we made the changes, we had results instantly, and it was night and day. We really didn't think that just these small changes had made that big of an impact in our wait times, but as the days went on, the results stayed the same. And that was a very proud moment for us because we finally felt like we cracked the code.
18 months later, the average time across the state is 23 minutes. So we took that 63 minutes we were at and completely blew it out of the water. And we changed the way that not only our employees work, but the customers that come to the office every day. It's a completely different environment for them. We have other mile deep types of projects, these PDCA projects, Plan Do Check Act projects, that have grown up organically throughout the department. We've seen significant increases in performance or significant decreases in the time that it takes to do something, the quality of the work that's being done, or the cost that it's taking. It goes to the fact that people want to make things better. They're following a very structured problem-solving process to get things done, and that's where we'll see the benefits, by people following the process.